Looks like I'm living rent-free in your heads again, huh? I mean, if you're gonna spend your days obsessing over me, you might as well start calling me something respectable. Maybe Daddy Shizzy, or better yet, Papa Nut. Who's the grown-up here? Oh right, it's me. Let's go. Call me Daddy, yeah, that's who I am. Running your mind's like a master plan. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, take your pick. I'm opening in your thoughts while you still act sick. Call me Daddy, it's what you mean. Why you chase the crooks and I take the lead? Living rent-free, that's my name. Go ahead, say it, put some respect on your name. Man, I'm too old, well here's a surprise. I'm the one with the brains while you're stuck with the lies. You act like you're experts, but here's the reality. I'm the one controlling your mental reality. So while you're out there trying to throw shade, I'm sipping coffee and you're feeling betrayed. You're mad, I got the spotlight, now it's my time. So why not call me Daddy or Papa with a rhyme? I'm the landlord and you're just the tenants, stuck in your headspace with no insight, no repentance. Call me Daddy, you know it's true. You'd be lost without me, stuck in the glue. Call me Daddy, I'm opening your mind while you're scrambling, trying to find what's behind. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, don't you see? You're living in my world now, I'm the VIP. Call me Daddy, just let it be. While you're trying to figure out your own identity. Oh, I see you're confused, trying to get it right. Spinning your wheels while I'm out of sight. You think you've got it figured, but you got it all wrong. I've been running your minds all along. But sure, keep pretending you don't care. Keep saying you're done, but I'm still in the air. You got no choice but to bow to my name. Daddy Shizzy is here to own the game. You say you don't watch, but you're obsessed. Every word I say puts you to the test. Call me Daddy, Papa Nut, you know you should. Because I've been living rent-free, and you know it feels good. Shizzy Daddy, all in your headspace, and there's no escape. Good luck with that.
First of all, let me agree. Happy Father's Day to all you dads out there. I hope that you had a nice, relaxing Father's Day. It is a beautiful, beautiful Sunday. It is Father's Day, and man, I'm relaxed. I'm streaming from a completely different location. I told you I was going to be on the road today. Well, I wasn't joking whenever I was driving. No, I did not stream my drive. I did not stream my drive. It was nasty weather, and it would have not been entertaining at all. It was pretty much a boring one, and definitely happy Father's Day. I'm not a father that I know of, so don't blame me for that. X Lab, thank you with the super chat. That is wonderful. That just I appreciate you, Max. You've been a highlight of my week. It's been insane. It's been insane the amount of stuff that's been coming in. Good to see. I don't have any stickers for you guys, none today, but I do. Hopefully the audio is working okay today. I hope. One can only hope. Yeah. So no, I was traveling a little bit today, and now I've relaxed. I've had adult beverage. I've had a nice meal, and I think I'm ready to dig into it today. Looking good. Well, not too bad for just rolling in off the road. You know, it's me and my open alcoholism. Open alcoholism. I love that. It was good. No, it's so what we got. So sexy, handsome. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. Just make sure you hit that like, thumbs up, all that neat stuff that makes the algorithm feel special. And I don't know, I always feel special. Wow, how much weight have you lost? No, I haven't lost any. It's the camera angle. It makes me look so much skinnier. No, nope, nope. I haven't lost any weight. I haven't lost any weight. It's just a different camera. It makes it look a little bit differently. I'm still a little fluffy. It's still a little fluffy. I'm working on it. Oh, it's wonderful. You may not be may not be your father, but you are the daddy. That is right. May not be a father, but yes, I am the daddy. I've owned them quite a few times, and I think they're really driving themselves up the wall because they're I realized this because whenever Lips lost her ever loving mind over what I filed with the court, with public opinion, that she got a little incensed. Sorry, but not sorry. I don't care. If you're gonna include me on an email chain, might as well show the whole thing. Why don't you tell both sides of the story? Like maybe how incredibly awful of a person that you are, Bubbles. And what about you, Lips? Feeling pretty crummy, huh? Feeling pretty crummy. I know how that is. I know how that is. You don't have to feel bad or crummy just because, well, I don't think it's possible for you to feel anything at all, but that's not my problem. Shizzy, Tori is on our side now. Oh, that's nice to know, isn't it? I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Tori. I really don't know. It could be that she is, could be that she isn't, could be that she just wanted to get away from all of it. Just, oh my gosh, there's too much. The insanity. I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to get in trouble. What's the one for? One's for. Chat, doesn't Shizzy look really good? Well, shame on you guys. Telling me I look good. That's why I show my face, is because, this right here. It's adorable, right? Thank you guys. You embarrass me. Grateful of you. It's because I look so good in black, ladies. That's why. No, my lovely wife is home all alone without me. Because I've been sick, I haven't even been able to sleep in the same bed and that sucks. So I've been sleeping on the couch every damn night. Maybe that's why I look so good. She's not wearing me out. No, we're not supposed to talk about those things here. No, I have been sick, but sleeping on the couch is not enjoyable. So this will be the first night that I sleep in an actual bed. It's the eyes. Oh, this is the color of my eyes all the time. I usually wear filtered lenses, so the blue light doesn't bother my eyes because I spend so much time at the computer. It's it's a lot. Whenever I say a lot of time at the computer, my job involves being around computers for about 12 hours a day. And then if I'm doing any streaming or anything like that, usually my eyes are pretty exhausted. And you would just see me here rubbing in my eyes all the time. Now tomorrow's gonna be a little bit different because I'll have a stream in the morning. I'm pretty sure that you guys might find that one pretty interesting. We'll see though. We'll see though. What the hell said Tori gave them inside info? Tori is the mole. He did. I missed that. I don't know. I have blue eyes too, like mine. Yeah, mine are like a grayish blue and green. So they change colors depending on the mood. Sort of freaks my wife out sometimes because she didn't believe me, and I told her just stare at my eyes long enough and you'll see that they'll change color. So they can go from like a really like blue to gray blue to a greenish tint to them. It just depends on my mood. If they get green, that's a scary one. Good. I haven't missed anything. No, we ain't gonna let you miss anything. Figured I'd let a few more you fine folks get in here just so you could enjoy in my, I don't know, I guess you could call it slight vacation. It's like a working vacation. This one is, because I'm going to be very busy this week. And then all the filings that are coming out, I said, I've got to bring all of my equipment. Well, not all of it, but I did bring some of it. And I'm using hopefully a better computer than the last one. The other one was a work computer. This is my play computer. So I think it's a little more powerful, but we'll see. We'll see how it does. I love when Jeremy trolls his haters. Trolls his haters. Yeah. Well, he did say what he was going to do. Yeah, yours changes on depending on what you're wearing. No, mine will, like, if you watch tonight, you'll see right now how blue they look, or more grayish. Just keep watching. They'll turn blue. They'll get almost as blue as that right there. They can turn really blue. It's crazy. You're accused of being an open alcoholic. Well, you can't drink if it's closed. Huh? What's wrong with these people? My eyes change between blue and green. Also, my daughter's jealous. My sons do the same. Also with mood. Yeah, it's sometimes it's not really mood. It just, I don't know. It's I haven't quite figured it out yet. But that also makes it hard for me. Whenever people ask what color my eyes are, I usually tell them gray or blue. But green is not a common color that you'll see in there. But whenever they do turn green, it's sort of freaky. My wife has only seen it, like, whenever she looks really closely at them, she'll see the green start to pop out. If your eyes turn turquoise, your ears are definitely red. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Well, let's get on with this, because I did read through some of this the other day, and I was really curious about what all this was, because yeah, I've been slacking. A lot, you get distracted away from the initial story, and that initial story is Lynette, John Crook. They are the ones that defamed Jeremy Hales, that stalked him, continuously harass him. And this is the main suit right here. This is the one that really, I wasn't paying any attention to until Bubbles got me involved in it. And I thank you, Bubbles, for, introducing me to this, because if it hadn't been for you prompting me to look at this, then I wouldn't have met all of these wonderful people in chat that just bring joy to my life every single day. So I do have to thank Bubbles, because without his being an asshole, I probably never would have even looked twice at this one. It wasn't something I was interested in following, but now that I did, well, might as well just get to it. So we've got and now this is the plaintiff's second motion to compel. The only difference, and I did not go through the whole thing, or even any of it last time, because so much was happening. Dollywood. This one was a motion to compel the production of documents, a motion for better responses from Preston and Cook. Now, the only difference in this one and the one that is filed earlier, I think it was document 145. The only difference in that one and this one is that this one here has that he did send an email, that he did try to get in touch with them, that he did confer, that no resolution could be made of it. So he had to file a second one. Now, I can tell you what they'll probably do, which is pretty stupid, in my opinion, and we'll get to that. We'll get to why I think it's really ridiculous, and I think that they probably have a good case for malpractice against Ducey, and that would be something that, if I were them, I would probably be searching out, especially where they're at in all of this mess, because of his actions. Pursuant to the court's order dated February 26, 2025, Federal Rule 26(1)D of Local Rules for the United States District Court of Florida. And of course, it says that they request another order compelling Lynette and John Cook to collectively defendants to fulfill their discovery obligations, including by searching for and either producing or justifying the withholding of all materials in their possession, custody, or control responsive to plaintiff's request for production. And just saying, I don't got it, don't get you out of it. That's the thing. Because if you deleted things, you just tell them you deleted shit and, pay the piper. Because if you try to admit anything in your defense without putting this stuff forward, you're not going to be able to. Now, we know that they have the documents because we know that it's been sent over to Lisa Lee. We know that head flea has these documents that they're requesting, also has the communications. So does Ducey, because he said he does. And then of course, you also have everybody else where those documents have gone back and forth, and it's not like they don't have them. She just doesn't want to turn them over. She wants to make this difficult. Well, and I will tell you right now, if Deuce is telling you to do that, he's going to get you in lots of trouble, and himself. All locations and data that the defendants use to communicate about relevant topics and searches the defendants have conducted to locate responsive documents. Plaintiff also requests courts award attorney's fees for the cost of this motion and any additional sanctions that the court deems appropriate for nearly 137 days. Both defendants have avoided fulfilling their most basic discovery obligations, shitheads, including by refusing to search for and produce all responsive documents even after the court ordered that. The appropriate time to make legal proper objections is when responding to the discovery request. It is not a response to motion to compel or an amended response filed after a motion to compel. Document 88. In good faith, plaintiff has attempted since December 2024. January, February, March, April, May, June. 6 months. 6 months to resolve these discovery disputes without court intervention, while parties were able to narrow certain issues following the January 9th, 2025 90-minute phone conference. The parties remain at an impasse regarding defendants' continued objections made in their amended responses. Sent January 21st, 2025, defendants' refusal to search for and produce all responsive materials despite the court's order that defendants must produce responsive documents with their possession, custody, or control. Defendants' refusal to detail their efforts to preserve, collect, and search potentially responsive data and locations that contain such materials. Both defendants have refused to state whether or not they diligently search for and are still refusing to produce any materials responsive to 2 of 4 sets of plaintiffs' response requests for production, or better known as RFP. Copies are being attached here too as Exhibit 1 and 2. Well, what exactly is Exhibit 1 and 2? Here's the first request for production of documents. This one goes to Lynette, and the other one too is first request for John Crook. Produce, permit, counsel, plaintiff to inspect, copy, otherwise. Now it gives very specific instructions. So this is very specific instructions. It's not just a broad sweeping thing. These are very specific instruction. Requires documents or things in your possession, custody, or control, and or for documents or things that are in possession, custody, or control of your agents, employees, accountants, attorneys, representatives, or other persons who have documents deemed to be in your possession, custody, or control. That means you, Lisa Lee. Unless otherwise specifically stated, all requests call for the production of all responsive documents prepared, received, or dated at any time prior to and or including the date of production. If any objection is made to any document request, the objection shall state with specificity all grounds, not just a blanket, because I don't feel like it. All documents must be produced as they are kept in the usual course of business or must be organized and labeled to correspond to categories of documents requested below. It's not a hard job, but somehow it failed at even the most simplest of things. So the date appearing on the document, or if no date appears, the date on which the document was prepared. In case you guys don't remember, there was a prior case where she showed up with this big stack of over 1,000 documents printed off her computer to show the court exactly what Jeremy was up to. Like, oh, he was such a horrible person, I must show all of this. And that seems to have mysteriously disappeared, as well as during her deposition. The little devices that she was using for that just magically disappeared. Strange how the iPads and all this other kind of crap, this, blue, whatever, sky, some crap. I don't know what all it was, but she does. She knows what devices she was using. The name of the person by whom the document was prepared, and if the document is signed. So if she had some sort of affidavit, needs to be signed and submitted, all of that stuff. The name of each person to whom the document is addressed. The name of each person other than addresses identified and above, the name of the persons, and it goes on and on. This is 11 pages, and this goes through every single, it's very specific. File folders produced intact with the documents. Documents attached to each other should not be separated. Computerized information are to be produced in an intelligible and readable format and are to be accompanied by a description of the system from which they were obtained. Like if they were from an iPhone or if they were from a Mac computer or a PC or just off the internet, whatever it might be. And it also gives very specific definitions, the term document. And it tells you exactly what documents they're looking for. All of these contracts, checks, computer, memoranda, minutes, notes, handwritten otherwise. She told me she never made any handwritten notes. She seems to write a lot. Messages, slips, telexes, telecommunications, everything relating to. And it gives very specific information on that. Of course, the Lees don't know how to read, so this is where they run into. Well, I'll just give them everything, and they can't handle the truth. Well, no, they're just still waiting on you to produce these documents, and of course, the same goes for John Crook and for Lynette, but it'll say defendant shall mean John Crook. The terms yours shall mean defendant as relevant time period between January 1st, 2020 to date. And here is all of the reps. Now, we've run through these before. All documents communications. And if you look, it shows right here, every single one that is referring to person or entity, including Marla Hughes, Russell Meeks, Melissa Limmerland. I'm going to say that name wrong. Sorry, Melissa. Melissa Lemmerman. Thank you. Plaintiff, Jeremy Hales, Therese Granger, Martha, Stephen, Amanda, Rhett, Mary DeGroot, Deanna. I mean, it goes through every single person of it. Marcia Gal, mother of Lynette Michelle Lacey Prexton. Patty Hill, sister of Lynette Michelle Lacey, Lexus Preston. Debbie Preston, Michelle Preston's daughter with Lynette Michelle Lacey. And it goes on. Every single person. It is very specific on every single thing. You've had months, 137 days, 6 months, and you still have produced jack squat. Ooh. All of that. For the following request for productions, defendants continue to make objections in their amended responses. 1, 2, 3, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 9, 17, 3, and Exhibit 3, 4. And if you see, that's Exhibit 2. This is Exhibit 3. This is the objection that Ducey put in here. It says, defendant Lynette presses amended responses to plaintiff's document requests. RFP number 1, all documents, communications relating to any allegations in this matter, including but not limited to all communications you have had with any person or entity needed in the complaint or named the plaintiff's response or opposition to your motion, including exhibits above there too. Well, here's Ducey's objection. The defendants object on the ground that this request is overbroad, unduly burdensome, and not limited in time. It does limit the amount of time, and it's not just overly broad, it's being very specific. That could possibly, covering all documents could possibly be relevant, but without any narrowly tailored request for a specific category of documents. It says any and all, that you don't have to be specific. Any and all. You're having communications with somebody. You're telling if I got the document, I just turn it over. Simple as that. I mean, she seemed to have all these documents before, and then they just mysteriously just poof, disappeared. No more. I don't know what happened. Sorry. It covers every person or entity named in allegations in this matter, but leaves it to the defendant to search through the complaint and summary judgment opposition to a defendant. Create a list of. That's your job. That's your job, Ducey. That was your job, but of course, you were too busy putting in ridiculous motions and objecting to things that didn't even matter. It says persons or entities names, and it does give each and every single person. That's not overly broad. That's called discovery, dumbass. Oh, of course, he's so smart. Without waiving objection, all documents, and he just goes on, and it says right here, every single person. It doesn't say just oh well, a whole bunch of other people. It's very specific on every single person that it's naming here. It tells you every single person. That's not overly broad. Overly broad would be any communication you've had with anybody, anywhere, anytime, any place. That's not what it asks for. It gives very specific ones right here. And then, of course, it continues on. The phrase, all documents that you have had with any person or entity, does not make sense. And of course, his objection sucks. Well, Sherry Nail, look at you right there. You know what that means? It means we're going to break this up a little bit. How's this?
Welcome to the shit show. Every single day, a new flavor of fuckery. Cause everybody's such, you see, and they're dumber than a bag of flies.
I hope you can hear this.
Monday, Tuesday,
give a thumbs up if you hear it.
And then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant, boulder, dash, poppycock, bollocks, and fuckery. Yeah, all over again.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I love it. Yeah, see, it shows up. Thank you so much, Sherry Nail. And I hope that you guys appreciate Sherry Nail for giving you that one gifted membership. Thank you, and happy Father's Day. And of course, all of the communications that are not documents, defendants has no objection to create documents that do not exist. Then give over the documents. And you can always say, well, I don't own that piece anymore. But see, the reason that Randy did all of this, and the reason all of that is in there, and the reason why he's so very specific on all of this, is because they may already have most of these documents, but is up to discovery, is up to the defendant to provide these documents. And if they don't provide the documents, what happens is whenever it comes time to present their case, they can't just all of a sudden magically, poof, here's the document. It won't work that way. So if they try to say, well, Jeremy said such and such and such and such, don't matter. Do you have the document? Well, we're not entering it in. We're not allowing it in. Tough. This is why you're supposed to produce the documents, dummy. You produce the documents at the beginning of discovery. This is why you have discovery. So you can say, this is everything I have. So this way, the defense is not, the plaintiff isn't surprised with some bullshit that they can't dispute. And the same reason for them, anything that they're going to use, they will be provided in discovery. Of course, they'll have some stipulations, I'm sure, on there that's going to make it really difficult for you to contact certain people. But hey, your eyes are literally a mood ring. I told you they change color all the time. Why do you think I wear those glasses? Because I get you guys too excited. All you young ladies out there looking at my eyes going, things I'll do. Communications with any listed people, non-listed, can somehow be expected to lead to admissible evidence as shown in the complaint in opposition to summary judgment and by the documents the plaintiff produced in response to defendant's documents request. Bubbles, just come out and say it. You didn't feel like giving out this stuff right here. And he does this through every single bit of this. His responses are, there's no responsive documents. Objections. Well, you wouldn't need to object if you say there's no documents. All documents and communications which you're aware of that refute any statement attributed to the complaint is unknown. What the novel phrase refute to means in this request. If it means refute and to, it was added inadvertently. It should either pertain to documents that refute the truth or the defendant's own statements, or it should pertain to documents that refute the plaintiff's allegations that the defendant made the statement at the issue. And this is the game that Bubbles plays. Well, I'm not going to hand over anything. I'm just going to make it difficult for you. Not going to hand over anything other than what is produced by the plaintiff to the defendants in the court filings in the defendant present state or court TRO action. What? Oh. Any document filed in the court can be obtained easily by the plaintiff without placing the defendant to the burden of having to procure them in order to produce them in response to this request. Then why don't you just produce those? Not hard. It's part of their duty as trying to plan a defense. Because this right here, copies of defendant Preston's Levy County court filings as of 9/23/2023, 10/23 are included in the documents being produced. But you're not producing anything. You haven't produced anything. You're just saying, oh, you go search for them. That's not how it works, dummy. All engagement letters and invoices, documents otherwise sufficient. Objection. There's no relevance to this plaintiff's claims. It's not reasonable or narrowly tailored to seek relevant evidence. Yeah, it is. It's very relevant. All of it is right here. Attorney-client relationship in connection with any civil litigations to which you are a party, or civil litigation or criminal litigation, grand jury. That's not unreasonable. That's going to show cause of the kind of person that you are. And it just goes on. Okay, Matt Red Queen, good to see. It says, so you have mood ring eyes, Yamaha's voice, then we only need one of your AI bodies to complete the ensemble. Ready for court. That's right. We'll get you guys all nice and toasted. Thank you so much, K Matt Red Queen. Oh, those clowns are stumbling over themselves. Oh, they have so much evidence. Bring it. No, no, they have no evidence. You have to actually respond to discovery, you dumbasses. See, they keep talking all this game, and I don't think they have anything. I think their evidence is about as thick as their skulls. They don't have any evidence. What evidence? Of what? You have to ask them, evidence of what? Of Jeremy's lies. Of what? You got to be more specific here. What do you have evidence? Jeremy's lies. Of what? What was he lying about? Everything is too broad. You know, if you want to say Jeremy was lying about something, then be very specific about exactly what he was lying about and show the evidence. That's what court's for. Of course, they won't, because they can't, because they don't. It's gonna bury him, and they don't understand how bad it is. Now, as they went through all of these RFPs, through each and every single one of these, it gets down here into the background. Since the court orders of February 26, 2025, instructing defendants they may not object to any of the amended discovery responses, defendants still maintain the objections to their amended discovery responses and have produced nothing, nada, zero, zilch, nothing. Despite being advised that if defendants have responsive documents within their possession, custody, or control, then they should provide such. On March 20th, 2025, plaintiffs sent defendants counsel a deficiency letter, which specifies even further. Defendants' deficiency responses, a copy being attached to here as Exhibit 7. Now, you have to remember that they made more requests. Those were never responded to. And this right here is number 7. This was from Shochet to Ducey, confidential communication. Now, it's not anymore because he has to show the court why he was having such difficulty. He says, "Dear Mr. Matzkin, my apologies for not getting this to you a few weeks ago after court denied with finality your motion for reconsideration regarding Doc 66, order granting our motion to compel production of documents, Doc 52. Please forgive me as I was out for approximately 9 days with a very serious flu. I write regarding the amended discovery responses provided by defendants in response to plaintiff's first set of requests for production, which plaintiff served on November 12, 2024. On December 12, 2024, both defendants served their initial responses to the first set of RFPs, consisting of boilerplate objections and no privilege log. On January 9th of 2025, counsel for defendants, you and or the counsel for plaintiffs participated in a 90-minute recorded meet and confer phone call regarding our first set of RFPs as required by a court order, Doc 53, the January 9th M&C. On January 21st, 2025, defendants served their amended response file after our motion to compel production. I write now to memorialize certain deficiencies in the amended production. Defendant's first production of documents on January 21st, 2025. I write to note a number of deficiencies that we expect defendants to promptly address. First, the court will advise you as recently as February 26, 2025, that the appropriate time to make legal proper objections is when initially responding to a discovery request. It is not in response to a motion to compel or in amended responses filed after a motion to compel, Doc 88. Yet in your amended responses, you once again raise objections to many requests. For example, RFP 1, your amended response states without waiving objections, certain documents will be produced. This is improper, especially given your objections stating if this request seeks anything not covered by the other more specific requests, the defendant objects that this request does not describe what it seeks with sufficiency, clarity, or specificity. Similar language is also made in your amended responses. If this request seeks something, and it basically repeats that over again, the applicability of privilege will be determined specifically for any document for which privilege is asserted, and that otherwise responsive to any of the other requests, any responsive documents withheld on privilege grounds will be identified in accordance with the rules. Second, In that second order, in that order to comply with defendant's discovery obligations, they must diligently search the documents and communications within their custody or control the responsiveness to plaintiff's first set of RFPs. Read the fucking rules, Bruce, is what he told you. It is not up to the party for whom documents are requested to pick and choose how to present relevant information. The rules provide that a party may serve requests for production of documents which are in the respondent party's possession, custody, or control. Control is defined not only as possession, but as the legal right to obtain the documents requested upon demand. Moron. Again, all of your objections have already deemed waived. And he's being very specific about it. Randy went through this multiple times, having to tell him how the law actually works. And Bruce willfully ignored it time and time and time again. It is our understanding that your representations that defendant have not collected, searched, or produced any material specific to any of the first set of RFPs. If that understanding is incorrect, please tell us so. Either way, please provide a detailed explanation of how defendant attempted to and or intended to comply with their discovery obligations in this case, including without limitation the complete list of all defendants, likely repositories of responsive information, including their electronic devices, email, social media, and communication accounts, their collection methodology, and their search methodology. I mean, this isn't really hard. This isn't really hard to do. I mean, for me, if someone said, "Hey, can you produce these documents?" I'll just use my letters for example. I would say yes. I searched through my. I'll just use this as an example. I just searched through my Dropbox folder, and all the letters were contained in this particular thing. Some of them, for whatever reason, aren't there. This was the search I did. I had letter 1 through 35, but I was missing 36 through 39. I don't know where it is. If you want to, you can find those letters on my streams, and here's where those streams are located. I'm just using that as an example. That's how you would produce the evidence. Now, if they said, "Well, we've got all your emails with Joe Blow or with Bubbles." Okay, well, all of those emails could be found right here, here, and here, and I'm not turning those over because you guys already have a copy of those. But if you really need to have a copy of those, then they may be saved in emails from idiots. I'm pretty sure that's where they're located at in my Gmail, but I would have to double check for sure. I mean, it's not hard. You can produce every single bit of it. Third, defendant's amended responses to production were produced with insufficient metadata. Yeah. Was it truly an email from them, or was it an email from somebody else? Please promptly reproduce each defendant's production with custodian author data metadata for these documents. And of course, for our first reasons above, plaintiffs object to defendants. This is like a long one. And it goes through every single reason why it says, "Hey, we're giving you every single thing. This is how it's supposed to be presented. All of this is supposed to be sent this way." From the Shochet Group. He just basically reiterates, again, this is on March 20th, November, December, January, February, March. It still hadn't received anything from them. I need a Klondike bar. Everybody needs a Klondike bar. But all I have to say is just,
welcome to the shit show.
That's about what it boils down to. Now, despite plaintiffs seeking this information since November 12, 2024, defendants have never provided plaintiff or the court with an explanation of the steps, if any, they've taken to preserve responsive material or search the full universe of records potentially responsive to plaintiff's requests within their possession, custody, or control. There has not even been a response to plaintiff's first deficiency letter. Plaintiffs served their second set of requests on February 24, 2025. As today, nothing has been produced, and there have been no response by defendants to the second set of RFPs. See Exhibit A and 9. And of course, A is this one right here, a second request, and 9, a second request of John Cook. Crazy, huh? Like, they've been making these requests, and they say, well, they're not asking for stuff. They're not doing it right. No, they've done everything proper, but they've been delaying even more. Now, the memorandum of law, this is very important because what it tells you is certain forms of relief when a party fails to take reasonable steps to preserve electronically stored information that should have been preserved in the anticipation or conduct of litigation. Under the federal rules, the presumption is that responding party must bear the expense of complying with discovery requests. You notice what it says right there. The presumption is that the responding party must bear the expense of complying with discovery requests, including when discovery is stored electronically. When a party fails to obey a discovery order, authorizes the court to issue further just orders, including the imposition of sanctions, such as directing that the matters embraced in the order or other designated facts be taken and established for purpose of the action, prohibiting the disobedient party from support or opposing designated claims of defense or from introducing designated matters of evidence, or treating as contempt of court the failure to obey. It provides comprehensively for sanctions for failure to obey discovery orders. When a court grants a motion to compel, the court must, after giving opportunity to be heard, require the party or a deponent whose conduct necessitated the motion, the party or attorney advising that conduct, or both, to pay movement's reasonable expenses incurred in making the motions, including attorney's fees, unless certain circumstances exist. The circumstances that are, I, the movement filed the motion before attempting in good faith to obtain the disclosure or discovery without court action. The opposing party's non-disclosure response or objection was substantially justified, or other circumstances make an award of expenses unjust. States that only once a party has responded to a request for production, it must supplement its disclosure in a timely manner. If the party learns that in some material respect the disclosure or response is incomplete or incorrect, and if the additional corrective information has not otherwise been made known to other parties during the discovery process. It does not sanction late disclosure for late disclosure's sake, nor is it a license to sandbag the opposing party with reams of pertinent information on the eve of summary judgment. Simply stated, Rule 26 is not, nor has it ever been, carte blanche to ignore court-imposed deadlines, which they've done multiple times. It's pretty scary that Bruce has been getting away with this for quite some time. He's done this multiple other times, multiple other cases. Yet the discovery deadline just 3 days away, it's less than 3 days away now, defendant's delay seems calculated to sandbag plaintiff in the hopes that there will be no extensions, especially to those regarding summary judgment. Courts should compel defendants to review each of the plaintiff's documents request to perform a complete and thorough search for responsive documents, including social media, emails, and faxes, to provide responsive documents to plaintiff, and upon completion of discovery, to certify to the court that they have responded fully to all documents and no other responsive documents exist at the time of the certification. Now, this right here should be noted front and center. Right, because here's the thing, that the court should compel defendants to review each of plaintiff's document requests, to perform complete, thorough, responsive, to provide responsive documents and, upon completion of discovery, certified to the court that they have responded fully, which means that if they don't, it's perjury, which then can easily be turned into a criminal case, which would be out of Jeremy's hands because he doesn't bring any criminal actions against them. They would be bringing that against themselves. Argument: the court should compel defendants to detail their preservation efforts to date. To date, defendants personally or via counsel have not articulated any specific steps they have made to preserve what they know or reasonably should know. What is relevant in the action was reasonably calculated to lead to discovery and admissible evidence. What is reasonably likely is to be requested during discovery and is the subject of pending discovery requests. Here, defendants' responses are completely inadequate. This is because defendants' responses to plaintiff's document requests have been incomplete, and its objections to production are now waived. Ouch. Defendants refuse to engage in a search for or produce any materials responsive. Defendants must but have failed to search or produce all records in their possession, custody, or control. See, this is why Fleesa now has those documents, because now they're in her control. Amazing, huh? How that works. The 11th Circuit has held that for the purpose of 34, control is defined as not only as possession, but as the legal right to obtain the documents requested upon demand. Oh, that sort of shoots Fleeca's idea out that she doesn't have to hand those over. Other cases in the district involving sibling companies control, to which situation where litigant has the practical ability to obtain materials, like somebody holding their money. Might be the same person that has those documents. You can reach out to her. They might want to get those documents. I'm telling you, John. You know, Lynette's already thrown you under the bus, John. If you were smart, you would be reaching out and say, you better give me those IFA documents because I need to turn them over for discovery. If not, well, because Bruce is telling you not to, John, you might want to start reaching out. You might want to start saying, hey, start giving me those documents because I need to have these in for discovery. Hey, you're not going to get out of what's coming for you. You just might want to get ahead of the game and just think. Somebody that's helpful. Well, what do you think? How do you think the court's going to look whenever Lynette says, "I don't have those documents," and you're like, "I do." We're talking about the same woman that's been trying to throw you under the bus for how many years now, son? I'd be handing that shit over. I'd be like, "You give me those documents right now." Just saying. As far as their GPS records, phone records, mobile phone records, defendants merely respond there are no responsive documents in the defendant's possession, with acknowledging their legal right to obtain the documents requested upon demand from vendors, apparently without searching for those responsive documents available from the provider itself, and without providing any basis for the refusal to produce materials to which they have actual or practical access, nor have defendants, nor can they claim that obtaining these records would constitute any burden. Plaintiff does not need to perform defendant's discovery duties to obtain responsive information that is reasonably accessible to them. Searching for and producing all materials in their possession, custody, or control as defined by the 11th Circuit. Defendants should therefore be ordered to provide the court with a declaration that details all efforts used to communicate about any material responsive to plaintiff's RFPs, including but not limited to specific email accounts, text messages, messaging applications, social media devices. See, there's a thing that happens whenever you don't turn over those documents. Who told you not to turn over these documents? If you're saying that you searched everywhere, well, did you? Because other people are saying they have those documents. Be interesting to find out what they have to say. Do you think that would cover for you? Think they would take care of you like you're taking care of them, or hang on for you? They're looking out for their own ass. Michelle, John, you're getting screwed. You're getting screwed by the people that are telling you that they're supporting you. And you think they're going to hand you over that money now? Phew, buddy, you might as well just bend over, grab your ankles and say, thank you, may I have another? It's going to pinch. Plaintiff filed this motion only out. The court should compel defendants to respond to plaintiff's second set of RFPs and grant additional relief and sanction defendants. They filed this motion only after attempting in good faith to obtain the disclosure of discovery without court action, sending out 2 deficiency letters, participating in a 90-minute discovery phone conference, all of which provided defendants additional opportunity to cure deficiencies, yet since being served with the plaintiff's first set, have been wavering in their resistance in participating even in the most basic discovery and must pay for plaintiff's efforts to compel defendants' participation. You want to make it difficult on Randy, you should be paying for the difficulty that he's having to go through in obtaining these documents that should have been readily available. See, this shows you that they're just really shitty people. As much as as you're sitting there going, well, why would they do that? Because if you're truly innocent of all this shit, if you truly have not been out there, defaming people, if you truly haven't been doing crappy stuff, you should be more than happy to say, here's all the documentation, every single bit of it. Where in here am I saying anything? Where in here am I doing anything? Where in here have I ever said anything defamatory? Where in here did I, hand them everything? It shows if you're truly innocent, it shows your innocence. If not, you look guilty. You look just guilty for doing all of the shenanigans that you're accused of. And those accusations carry weight. That's why I'm telling you, John, Lynette, you're getting screwed. If you don't hand over the documents, you're getting screwed. Bruce is fucking you over. And part of that might be the reason he's telling you not to hand it over, because that's going to burn him in the second Fed case, because all those documents will be used against him in the second Fed case. If you think you're winning the first one, forget it. You pretty much lost at this point. If you don't hand over discovery, you're losing it, because all that information will be brought to the jury. Oh, you think it's not going to trial? All that stuff, it will be brought forward to the jury to see that you wouldn't show any of this documentation. There's a reason why Bruce doesn't want you to show that documentation, because it shows all of the shit that he's been doing behind the scenes that you have in your possession. All those little documents that you signed about settlements, all of that stuff, where he's telling you, don't you dare hand this stuff over. It'll burn you. No, you're already burned. He's trying to cover his own ass. He does not want to get his ass thrown under the bus, and he knows it's coming. He knows that those sanctions are coming. He knows that he is in all kinds of shitloads of trouble. He'll throw anybody under the bus to save his own ass. You're just going to have to beat him to it. That's all I'm saying. Wouldn't be surprised if they haven't raised. It doesn't matter how much money they raise. They'll lose everything. They will lose everything. You know what? And Bruce will go, thank you so much. Fuck off. That's exactly what he's going to do to you. Every single fucking one of you. Do you think that they give a shit about that child? Do you think they give a shit about John and Lynette? Do you think they give 2 shits about Fleesa? Do you think Fleesa gives 2 shits about anybody except her own fat ass? She is over there stuffing those ho-hos down faster than they can produce them. Do you think she gives 2 shits outside of, smoking on her fucking, on her cigarettes, huff, puff, pass with Bruce? Do you think they give 2 shits about Lynette? Do you think they give 2 shits about John Cook? Not one of those fuckers do. Every single bit of that money, oh, let's put up a fence. Yeah, it's a short grift. Yeah, we'll get some friends out here. We'll throw up a fence. What did we say? It looks like it's going to look like shit in no time at all. nobody listens. Nobody fucking listens, and they just go ahead anyway. Oh yeah, we know exactly what the fuck we're doing. No, you don't. You're burying this poor woman. She is shit broke. Her and John Crook are shit broke, and you guys do not give two shits about them. John, Lynette, give up those documents. Show the kind of shenanigans that Bruce has been playing behind the scenes. You're already tanked. I mean, that's a given. It just means that Bruce is going to walk away looking nice and peachy keen, like he did nothing wrong. And guess what? He'll do it all over again. Wait until you find that he finds the next person he's going to screw over. Do you think he doesn't have somebody already lined up? I'm telling you, you have no idea how fast that guy will throw your ass under the bus. We've seen it before. How fast, think about this, John, Michelle. How fast did they throw Shara under the bus? Whenever she exposed him for the bullshit that they were doing. How fast did they throw her under the bus? How fast did they turn on her in a heartbeat? It was quick. It was quick. Nobody seems to understand how fast these grifters they want to keep that money coming in. They are using that child to keep that money coming in. They will keep you around, Lynette, until you're fucking useless to them, till they can't use that child anymore to raise any more money. That's whenever they'll be done with you. They'll move on to something else. You're just too stupid to understand that that's what they're doing. Or is it because you're doing the same thing? That's fine. You're doing the same thing. Piece of shit. Much.
Welcome to the shit show. Every single day, a new
Flavor of fuckery.
Cause everybody's such, you see, and they're dumber than a bag of clots. Monday, bullshit. Tuesday, bullshit. Wednesday, and then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant,
Boulder dash poppycock bollocks and fuckery.
It all over again.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Fallen Hero. Oh my gosh. It's just so sad that they don't see this. Court should preclude defendants from relying on any evidence not provided in their initial disclosures. Yeah, right there. The court should preclude defendants from relying on witnesses or information not provided in their initial disclosures. Party fails to provide information or identify a witness as required by Rule 26A. The party is not allowed to use that information or witness to supply evidence on a motion, at a hearing, or at a trial, unless the failure was substantively justified or is harmless. This means defendants should not be allowed to testify about conversations which occurred with anyone whom they did not list in their initial disclosures. The court should impose additional sanctions as it deems appropriate because defendant's conduct or lack thereof during discovery has prejudiced the plaintiff. Plaintiff has incurred significant time and expense conferring with defendant's counsel, including a lengthy deficiency letter over the course of the last few months. In response, defendants have delayed and obfuscated at every turn, so much so that defendants were essentially given until March 4, 2025 to respond to plaintiff's first set of RFPs, which were served in November of 2024. In other words, something which should have been produced in December of 2025 was not ultimately reproduced until March 4th of I think they got the date wrong here. In other words, something that should have been produced in December of 2024 was not ultimately produced until March 4th of 2025. And whoa, what do we have here? A $1.99 super sticker. Thank you so much. We'll give just a little Thunderstruck there. Yeah, that feels good. Thank you so much, Mel Club. for clarification, which includes motion for reconsideration, denied of this court's order granting plaintiff's first motion to compel, motion of the plaintiff's first set of RFPs, the first deficiency letter. Respectfully submits that the court should exercise its inherent power and broad discretion in order to contempt citations, fines, and awards of attorney's fees and such other orders and sanctions as it finds necessary to assess against defendants. For example, plaintiffs respectively suggest, while deferring to the court's discretion of what sanctions are appropriate, the court should preclude defendants from relying on any document or any testimony relevant to such document the plaintiff has requested, but they do not produce. Precluding offending party from relying on documents requested but ultimately produced in the litigation. Recently, in an attempt of filing a motion of summary judgment during the recent stay of this case, documents were attached which were never produced by defendants and are responsive to plaintiff's discovery requests. Do you see what he's just said here? Pay close attention. Recently, in an attempt filing a motion for summary judgment during the recent stay of this case, documents were attached which were never produced by defendants and are responsive to plaintiff's discovery request. Interesting, huh? Accordingly, plaintiff requests an extension of discovery deadline of 45 days after the responses have been made to allow for the deposition of the defendants and expert witness discovery. Conclusion. For the reasons set forth above, plaintiffs respectfully request that the court grant plaintiff's motion and compel defendants to collect, search, and produce all materials responsive to all plaintiffs' RFPs, specifically detailing the searches that the defendants performed. Preclude defendants from relying on any evidence not provided in their initial disclosures. Preclude defendants from relying on any document or any testimony relevant to such document that plaintiffs have requested, but they do not produce. Award plaintiffs the costs incurred for filing of the motion subject to a future filing detailing the same, and extend this discovery deadline to 45 days after the responses compelled by this order have been made to allow for the deposition of the defendants and expert witness discovery, and order any additional forms of relief so desired by the court, including those discussed herein. And of course, this is a good faith certification, which this is the only difference between this and the first one. Now, the first one I wasn't able to read to you initially, but the judge ruled on it and said, no, you're going to have to represent it because you didn't have this particular piece right here. That particular piece wasn't in the last filing. That's why the judge denied it, was there was no good faith certification. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. But these are the kinds of shenanigans that Bruce has been playing that they may not even know about. This is the next one right here. Dear Matzkin, this would have been March 27, 2025. I write regarding the overdue discovery responses from the plaintiff's second request for production. This is disappointing. In addition to the previous deficiency letter, we now demand complete responses to both the first set of RFPs and the second set of RFPs by this afternoon. Given that you disagree to any extensions of the discovery cutoff and the amount of professional courtesy we extended to your sorry ass already, your recent deficiency has now made this matter time sensitive. We look forward to your professional and timely response. And that was in March. By April, the judge was calling for sanctions because this was getting ridiculous. Because instead of filing a response, he was filing motions. The judge was getting a little fed up of Bruce's bullshit and decided, and then Randy, like, listen, I'm doing everything that I can. I've got to file a response. And so he finally files a response and the judge sanctions him. And Bruce doesn't show up like the little chicken shit that he is. So John, talking to you right now, Crook, talking to you right now, Preston. Okay. Think about this. In the state that you're in right now, state of Florida, there's certain things that you could do for an attorney that filed pro hoc vice. Okay. You have a limit on the time that you can do this. So you might want to step it up. And then also, if I'm not mistaken, in Connecticut, Massachusetts, anywhere that this asshole is licensed, that he's barred. What barred means that he's allowed to practice law, okay? Not barred as far as he's not supposed to be there. Or a place where he's licensed to practice law, you can make a complaint. You can make a complaint against him. It would be incumbent upon you, or else whenever you get fucked royally by his shenanigans, which, trust me, you are about to get completely royally fucked over because of his shenanigans, it's going to cost a lot of money. And he's going to walk away from this scot-free, not having to pay anything in sanctions. He basically bent you over the barrel, lubed that ass all up, got it nice and greasy. And he said, everybody have at it. That's what he did to you. And he got paid for it. Think about that. He got paid for doing that to you. You might want to do something about that. You might want to have a talk with somebody about that. Hope his malpractice insurance is up to date. Because I mean, you have no idea how bad you just got reamed out. And then you can also show all the shenanigans that he's been doing to cause you this problem. And whenever I love to see all the information that he was telling you, you're fine. All that money he's been raising for you in what, Ohio? How's that helping you out here? Wow. You might want to have a talk with somebody. Might want to have just a nice sit down and conversation with them. You know, if you're an elderly, if you're retired, if you're on disability, you know, there's certain privileges that you have that, you know, that will put him in jail for things like elder abuse and things of that sort. You know, blink twice if you're okay. Just saying, you might want to look at these reserves. You might want to cut off all communication with him immediately. Like I would be cutting off the fleas. I'd be cutting off all those people. I'd say, give me my damn money. I need to get the hell out of this. I need to go begging and find me an attorney that's going to represent me. They're not helping you out. Trust me, they're taking your money and they're just bending you over. They got you lubed up, man. They got some bear grease on you. And they're just getting warmed up. They are just getting warmed up. They used you like a rotten piece of meat. They sucked in all the fleas. Hey, Debbie Baker, thank you so much. I give you some love right there.
Squeeze my heart.
I just saw that because I've got my phone up for this one. So thank you very much, Debbie Baker. And you did give me another one earlier, and I appreciate you for that one also. Thank you. Appreciate you. It's awesome. Oh, I want them to really go after Sean because you will obliterate them verbally if they piss him off. Yeah, Sean don't play with these people. Sean don't play with these. But he's been very professional about this and not been talking about it at all. And he's probably had opportunities to, but he's just like, I'm representing somebody here. Why would I talk about one of my clients? It just goes against all sorts of ethics. But they don't realize this. I guess they don't understand how crappy what they've done. No, they don't need to hire. Randy can't represent them in this. That's what I'm saying. Randy can't represent them in this at all. But they can definitely file grievance complaints against him. Probably would want to do that almost immediately. You know, instead of filing for a motion for summary judgment, you might want to send something off to the judge, you know, and file it in open court that shows all the shenanigans that Bruce was pulling on you and beg for mercy. Like, we had no idea how bad we were getting fucked over. You might want to do that. You might want to do that, like, as soon as possible. I'm like, here, love you, Shizzy. I mean, I don't know. I'm not an attorney. You do what you got to do. But I mean, if it were me, I would be reaching out to all kinds of people that were not associated with your little group of fucking people. Because just so you know, criminals give the worst advice for doing shit. And you've got lips that's criminal. You've got paint chips. You got all these criminals giving you like bad advice. I'm telling you, go find a competent attorney. Like anybody that, you know, anybody would say, I think this attorney screwed me over. Here's what he was doing. Of course, he's probably already poisoned the well, so you won't be able to do that. Because hasn't he been doing all that work for you, trying to find an attorney? Yeah. Do you think he was trying to find you an attorney, or he was making sure that they can't represent you now in a lawsuit? I guess that would be interesting. If you reached out to him and just said, hey, can you represent me in this on your own? Just reach out to him and see if they come back and say, oh, that would conflict us because we've already been talking with this Bruce guy. You know, if he did that, it's an old divorce attorney trick that divorce attorneys, whenever they were getting a divorce, they would reach out to all the other divorce attorneys and they would communicate with them, pay them a small amount of number for a consultation. And that way the opposing party couldn't file or would have a hard time finding an attorney that could represent him in a divorce hearing. Weird, huh? It's pretty screwed up. So many criminals in this shit show. Yeah, trust me. There's so many. I wouldn't be trusting a damn one of them. Damn one of them. But you know what time it is. It is time for a beautiful, beautiful letter. Let's see if we can get this thing and make it happen like it's supposed to. I can't guarantee that it will because, well, I'm old and tired and
It is about time. Let's break this mother down. With Shizzywhiznut.
an open letter to Deuce Matzkin. You're not a lawyer. You're a liability. Let's make something abundantly clear from the jump. You don't belong in a courtroom. You don't belong behind a legal desk. Hell, after what you just pulled, I'm not convinced you belong anywhere near a copy of federal rules or civil procedure without adult supervision and a padded helmet. What you did in Hales v. Preston at all wasn't just malpractice. It wasn't a fumble or a lapse or even incompetence. It was willful, arrogant dereliction of duty. You took two clients already wobbling on the ropes and handed them a blindfold, a cigarette, and marched them straight into a judicial firing squad. You weren't defending them, you were setting their asses up. And now that the walls are closing in on you there, Bubbles, you're scrambling to pretend none of it's your fault. Save it, Bruce. You're not misunderstood. You're just unfit. Let's talk about that pro hoc vice status you just lit on fire. You strutted into Florida federal court like some coastal hotshot, flashing your temporary pass like it made you bulletproof. What you really did was show everyone exactly why the pro hoc vice process needs tighter vetting. You abused the privilege, you ignored the judge, you treated deadlines like suggestions and discovery like optional reading. Then when the heat got too real, you did what every other fucking coward like you does. You ran like a little bitch. You took that money and you ran. Guess what, Bruce? You're still on the hook. And once those sanctions hit, trust me, they will, the Northern District of Florida will make damn sure you never step your foot ever again in Florida, even to pick up a parking ticket. You were never there to win. You were there to stall. Let's talk about your real litigation strategy, obstruction by attrition. You recycled objections like they were plastic bottles. Directly after the court told you they were already waived, you produced nothing of value, no communications, no preservation logs, no evidence of a single meaningful search. Your entire approach was just a stall tactic masquerading as a defense, and you treated Rule 37 like, well, a dare, not a rule. And when the walls started closing in, bitch, you ghosted. You left your clients, your case, and your obligations in the dust, all while pretending you were still worthy of being called counsel. But you're not. You're a legal parasite with a printer. No, Bruce, you left a trail. A thick, sloppy, slimy, arrogant trail of professional misconduct and courtroom dereliction. So obvious it could be taught in bar exam prep as what the fuck not to do. Module. You're not a legal strategist. You're a walking sanctions magnet. Now let's stop pretending you're some seasoned litigator. This wasn't a masterclass in legal maneuvering. It was a slow-motion implosion conducted by a guy who couldn't tell the difference between obstruction and advocacy if it were stapled to his fucking forehead. You made a discovery joke. You made discovery a joke. You treated court orders like litter. You turned deadlines into landmines. And worst of all, you left your clients to take the fall. You didn't withdraw. You abandoned ship. And you didn't even toss them a goddamn life jacket. Isn't that nice of you, Bruce? If Preston had 1 ounce of legal sense left between those 2 brain cells that are competing for dominance, they would file a malpractice claim so hard it'd knock the dust off your Connecticut law license. And if the court's not already drafting sanctions order with your name on it, it's only because the clerk hasn't caught up to the bullshit paperwork. You don't deserve a bar card. You deserve a bench ban. So let's go ahead and prepare your disciplinary roadmap. Florida, you're done. Pro hoc privileges burned. Any future admission denied. You'll be lucky if they let you watch a hearing on Zoom once those sanctions come in. Connecticut, Massachusetts, bar complaints incoming. Don't blame you 2 lawyers when your own docket becomes a star witness against you. This isn't character assassination. This is consequence, bitch. Malpractice claims. Your clients were already stumbling. You just pushed them face first into a federal buzzsaw. Do you think that won't come up in a deposition? You think opposing counsel won't subpoena you when this goes sideways? You left a paper trail in negligence and arrogance. And once those sanctions drop, and they are going to drop on you. You better hope you kept receipts of your E&O policy because the bill is coming due. And here's a final thought. You're not a victim, Bruce. You're the problem. You weren't overwhelmed. You weren't outgunned. You weren't misunderstood. You're lazy. You're disrespectful. You're reckless with people's futures, and just so you can cash a check and duck on the fallout. You think you're being targeted? You think the legal system's unfair? No, Bruce. You got caught, called out, bitch slapped. Caught thinking you were too smart to follow orders. Caught treating the court like your own personal sandbox, and caught walking your clients off a cliff with a smug little shrug. So when the sanctions land, when that bar comes a knocking, when your name gets stapled to every CLE on what not to do in federal litigation, you can't play the martyr. You're currently licensed in Connecticut and Massachusetts. Not for long. When those sanctions drop, and they will, a single certified copy of this docket gets walked inside your state bars. That's it. Reciprocal discipline, public reprimands, suspension, hell, maybe even disbarment, because what you did wasn't clever. It wasn't tactical. It was gross malpractice, and it was intentional. We have you on tape saying it was intentional. This wasn't a mistake. This was your playbook. Obstruct, delay, withdraw, deflect, then sob to the court like you're the victim. You're not the victim, Bruce. You're the defendant in every metaphor that matters. You weren't betrayed. You weren't ambushed. You poured gasoline and lit the match all over yourself. Sincerely, Shizzywhiznut. Velcro shoes, short bus, complete moron, and still manages to read and write better than you.
It is about time. Let's break this mother down. With Shizzywhiznut.
Yeah, Denise with a $50 super chat. Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate that. What exactly is you have going on over here? Let me close this all out right there. Why is this still happening? Close all tabs. All right, there we go. Bring this over here and see what exactly you're saying. Hey, Shizzy, D&V Investigations vlog. They're live now. Lips spewing about Jeremy BBB in their chat. I think this is a new one for me anyhow. Did not know what it was about, but when I clicked on it, there they all were. I don't know. Don't know anything about them. I appreciate that so much. I mean, I think the only thing that I could give you that, equals that is this.
Welcome to the shit show.
Every single day, a new flavor of fuckery, 'cause everybody sucks, you see. Oh, yes.
Tuesday, Wednesday, and then 4 more days of increasingly stupid predicaments, ignorant, boulder, dash, poppycock, bollocks, and fuckery. We'll it all over again.
Ah, yes. Oh my gosh, Max. The one that tried to make a deal with Jeremy is MLS. Jeremy just announced it was MLS. Max Lab? Who? That's the Dave. MLS. Dave Helm is the one that trying to make the deal with, oh, there you go. There it is. But I don't know. D&V Investigations Vlog. I don't know who that is. You talking about Lickman and Volmet? Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Somebody will record it. Somebody will clip it. Somebody will get all of their shit. They're losing their mind over what's happened over Friday. Shizzy said it like 2 weeks ago. I said, all this. See, there you go. Jeremy just said it was MLS. I didn't say anything. I said I knew who it was, but I said nothing. MLS, aka David Helms. Yes, David Helms. Looking sharp, Shizzy. Hey, meme brother. How are you? So good to see this, man. If you haven't seen this guy right here, that guy right there, meme copium. Yeah, meme copium. Oh, that's a fun guy. You think that my voice sounds good? This guy will get your ladies all like excited. Thanks, meme. I appreciate you. Big great, just been busy mostly. Me too, brother. Oh, so crazy. So much crazy stuff going on. That's not surprising. MLS knows the law and it will come back to bite him. Because you tell everyone you're their daddy. Happy Father's Day. Thank you so much, Linda Early. I appreciate you. Oh, welcome.
Welcome to the shit show.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Shizzy keeps me from sleeping at night. I do not. It's not just me that keeps you from sleeping. It's the frustration. Can you explain why MLS would get involved with these people? He's a pretty smart guy in general. Because he didn't know that if you watch the stream where I talk about David Helms's response, you'll see that, I think that David had a conversation with Lynette outside of the bounds of what would be appropriate. And I think that a lot of bad shit happened along the way, and he dug himself a hole that he couldn't get out of. Instead of like trying to dig his way or trying to climb out of it and ask for help getting out of it, he sort of dug it a little bit deeper. That's my opinion on it. Doesn't mean it's true or not. I don't know all the situations surrounding it. All I know is any issues that are going on between him and Jeremy are between him and Jeremy. Not my problem. Not my goat. I'm not screwing that one. Harley making law simple or Dave, so they won't share it. Set loose all. Well, and I think that I can confirm I watch Mute Company only because his voice gets me, a lady, excited. Yes, he does. LP is good at convincing people. She is the permanent victim, the permanent scammer, perfect grifter. She has done this all her life. Jeremy told David, no deal. Yeah. That's what happens. That's what happens. He's already said, wait, so you screw another goat? Probably, as long as it was mine. I don't have any goats, so no, I wouldn't screw any goats. What's wrong with you? Oh no, it's interesting. All of it is very interesting to me. This case is stepped way beyond where it should. People are getting involved that shouldn't be getting involved. That's why I wanted to stay out of it. Why I haven't discussed any of my feelings on certain situations, because I don't want to be part of all this garbage. I just want to talk about it. It's interesting story. It's interesting conversation. It's interesting seeing how things are filed and the filings and the craziness and all of that stuff. Oh my gosh. That's like, it's like what you want to see. You want, when as somebody that creates content, whenever people are creating the content for you just to observe, it's like an absolute gold mine. And they've got plenty of screw ups along the way. I'm telling you, the amount of people that are getting involved in this and that should not even be anywhere near a courthouse. You've got Bubbles, you've got Lips, you've got, I mean, just look at the list of people that are on the Fed 2 case. Look at the list of people that are involved in that. DUI guy didn't ask to become part of this, but he got sucked into it because he was governing it. So tell me, if you just cover a case, that means that somebody could come after you. I mean, if that was the reason behind all of it, I have a feeling you knew or suspect it was MLS when you passed over commenting on part of Fed 2 when you read something there. No, I pass over talking about MLS because people want me to talk shit about him. And I just don't like talking shit about Dave. It's as simple as that. One of my rules was pretty early on with all of this crap coming out is I've streamed with Dave and I've streamed with Jeremy on here. I don't have any beef with Dave, and I don't want to see him, lose his channel or get destroyed or anything like that. But it was getting to the point where people were wanting me to take a side on this, and I refused to take any side on this. I said, that is a problem between Jeremy and MLS, and they'll work it out. It's not my goat. I'm not messing with it. I'm not touching it. And I was very specific about that with anybody that came in and wanted to get my opinion on it. My opinion was that's a problem between Jeremy and David, and they can work that out. Not mine. I'm staying out of it. So that's where I stood on that. And that's where I continue to stand on it. And there's too many people that read things the wrong way and say, oh, well, you must not like David. I actually don't dislike David. I don't want to have any part of the shenanigans that come along with that at all. So there it is. If you're asking my opinion on it, that's it. Yeah, exactly. I don't have to pick a side. I can't speak, but when a flea says Lynette never used the eternal sanctuary for political reasons, I can't sit my lip. It happens. It happens. I understand. No, I think that is, oh, look at that. Look at that. Happy Father's Day to all the special dads out there. And they appreciate it. I bet you every bit they love it. Tomorrow is going to be an interesting day. Yeah, we've got a lot. It's going to be happening this week. That's one of the reasons why I did bring my microphone along with me. I brought most of my whole setup. I mean, you can see that I'm in a different location. It's weird how that works, isn't it? You can see that I'm in a different location than normal, and looking mighty fine, I must say. But it'll be really good. This week it should be entertaining, and I'm still trying to get some stuff worked out with my distributor. All my albums disappeared off my main page. I don't know what the hell happened to them all. There's something going on with a new distributor, so I've been in touch with them trying to get my albums to show back up. I've got literally 2 albums that only show up on my main page now. That's inappropriate. Like I'm hesitant because now I'm worried that if I release a new album that it's going to not show up also. And I've got a new one too. I mean, I've got everything lined up, ready to go. I got the album art, everything, but I'm hesitant on releasing it because I don't know what's going on with my distributor. As soon as I figure out what's going on, then I'll release it. But in the meantime, I've got to keep it where it is. Yes. Yeah, sometimes it's just better to be an observer. It really is. Thank you guys so much. You've been wonderful. Make sure that you're hitting that like. Make sure you hit the subscribe. It does quite a bit for the channel. Makes me feel special. Makes you guys feel special too whenever you see my channel grow, because you are part of the growth of this channel, which is just awesome. Max Labs, I want Fed Case 1 to move. Well, is it court this week? Oh yeah, there's a lot of court this week. A lot of things happening this week. There's going to be the discovery is done. Like discovery is supposed to be ending. But this week, yeah, this week discovery is ending unless they can get it moved forward. If they don't do any discovery, then the judge is going to handle it, which that's not going to look too good. I guess I should say Happy Father's Day, but mine is absent growing up, and now he's been reported missing in Everett, Washington. That's interesting. I think the beige background works for me. It's not really beige, though, I don't think, is it? It could be beige. I think everything works good on me. Yeah. If he actually handles it. Yeah, I mean, we could see sanctions. We could see sanctions on Stark. We could see all kinds of stuff. There's going to be lots of movement this week. Lots of things coming in. And I don't know if I'm going to have time to cover every single thing that comes in this week. So I will cover as much as I possibly can. And hopefully I have something good for you in the morning. It's I've changed up my morning streams a little bit. So if you haven't checked one of those out, check those out. Those are getting better and better. And I think that's really about it. yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't see anything else really happening that I can think of. Yeah, pretty much that's it. Yeah. Everybody have a good night, and I'll see you very soon. Peace, y'all.
Oh, you thought I was done, bless your heart, but I'm still living rent-free, it's a work of art. Call me daddy, call me nut, call me the goat. You're paddling upstream while I'm running this boat. You say, I don't care, yet you're glued to the screen, caught up in my glow while you stay unseen. Your shade's like a breeze, it's barely a draft. Meanwhile, I'm the Picasso of roasting your ass. You say you're over me, oh how cute, but here I am, still the star of your loop. You're my biggest fans, don't even deny, so grab some popcorn when daddy goes live. Call me daddy, yeah, shout it loud. King of your thoughts, I'm making you proud. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, headline act. Your background noise, and that's just a fact. Let's face the score. You hate that you love me, but you keep wanting more. You're like a dog chasing cars, you don't know why. But here you are, barking while I touch the sky. Your comments are gold, such comedy gold. Who hurt you? Oh wait, it's me, I'm told. You're keeping tabs like an unpaid intern while I'm cashing checks. When will you learn? Your timeline's a shrine to every move I make. I'd say thanks, but you're a nasty skank. Oh, Shizzy's washed up. Yeah, sure, Jan, yet here I am, the centerpiece of your plan. You hate watch my stream like it's Oscar night, but guess what, kiddos? I'm still shining bright. Call me daddy. Send in your bread, I'm still rent-free in your effing head. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy on your brain. I'm your mental landlord, you can't complain. Let's keep it real. You hate that I'm winning, but you love how it feels. Oh, I'm sorry, did I break your streak? You tried to ignore me for like half a week, but daddy's too spicy, you can't look away. I'm the train wreck you need every single day. So while you're out there with your plastic clout, I'm here sipping coffee watching you freak out. You're irrelevant, wow, what a take. Now go rewatch my vids while I count how much I make. I count how much I make. Call me daddy, yeah, own it now. I'm reading your brain and you don't know how. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, let's set the bar. I'm the constellation, you're a burned out star. Embrace your role, cause I'm the main character. You're just an old ragged ass, burned out troll. So that's your bedtime story, kids tucked in sweet and snug. Shizzy Daddy's forever, you lose and you're stuck in the mud. Now say goodnight to Papa Nut, your mental plane. Oh wait, you will see me tomorrow's. Gundam will see me tomorrow, same obsession, same effing thing.
I'll say hi to